Gravy gang! What's going on, guys? It's Past the Gravy, episode 523. Happy Gravy Day to you and yours. It's Alex, Pat, and Robert. Back at it again, Pat. I think for the third week in a row. Are you coming off playing golf? I feel like you've been playing golf.
No, not third in a row. I think maybe I was driving
now.
range last week.
Oh, okay. Still got the golf bug.
Just got my first par today.
Oh, yeah?
Fucking
Nice.
improving rapidly,
Congrats.
boys. Toy
Congrats.
better look out. Liv's going to be calling in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you're going to take that money. We've already admitted, like, we're going to take the Liv money.
They'll take the money all day.
With the billions of dollars. Have it.
You know it, baby.
That's Robert's favorite golf league, too.
Well, I mean, like, at this point, like, if it's going to mean a better setup for Pat, then maybe I'm all for it.
Yeah, we did just behind the scenes. Pat was just struggling to. I think you tried 2 different computers and an iPad.
Well, my iPad, we were about to start it, and then it just dropped from 30% to 0 and died. And that's what I normally use. So then we had to go into fucking troubleshooting devices.
We had a whole technical difficulty thing beforehand, but you guys didn't have to deal with that. So congratulations to you guys. I don't even know why we brought it up, but I was watching something about a church today, and they were talking about people speaking in tongues, and I completely think that's made up. I don't think tongues is like a real thing at all. Like, I know in the Bible they say people spoke in tongues, but I feel like it's just a way to like speak gibberish and be like, no, I got like somebody was telling me to say it. Like, I am not sold on that idea being real at all.
I mean, any group of people you get together, there's always going to be at least one person that wants to have all the attention on them. And anybody that in church that is so filled with the Spirit that starts speaking in tongues, they just want attention. That's the person in the room. It's complete bullshit.
Like being like, all right, I'm feeling the music. I'm feeling the Spirit, you know, like dancing and singing and you know, getting down with it. But when you start like, what are you doing? Are you scatting? No, it's tongues. I'm speaking in tongues. No, I don't believe it. Yeah, I think you're just being a show off. You're being a tryhard.
I've seen so many people filled with the Holy Spirit that are feeling it and engaged and feel locked into what's going on. I've never seen Scatman jump up on stage. It's full of shit. And you only see it in like specific ones. And it's not like they're the ones actually talking to God. No, you're showing off. It's like it's right next to people that like get bit by snakes because they think it's like from God. No, you're just getting bit by snakes. They won't
get bit by a snake. Yeah. Like, but I think that like, I'm surprised people haven't used that as more of an excuse to like when they say stupid shit, be like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, I was possessed and I was speaking in tongues. That wasn't really me. I was speaking in tongues there. Like when you say something stupid, just say, oh, I was speaking in tongues. It sounded like that. That wasn't really what I was saying.
I spoke in tongues at the end of my buddy's wedding.
Yeah. And it's just like sometimes you're too drunk to say words, and that's tongues.
I mean, when you have 12 old fashions or Manhattans or whatever the fuck I was drinking, you'll be speaking in tongues too.
And honestly, like, let's be real. Like, I feel like Harry Potter really did a lot of damage to the speaking tongues world, where like parcel tongue is just speaking in tongues, right? You can just talk to snakes. That's what it is.
Well, that's real though. They're actually talking to snakes.
Which is talking in tongues. It's parcel tongue.
But talking in tongues, it's more of that gibberish, babbly shit. They were like hissing.
Oh, I know what that guy said. He said, stop stepping by me or I'm going to bite you. That's what the snake told me. Like, I want to be a snake translator because everything Lucy does is like, leave me alone or I'll bite you. Hey, don't come over here. Rattle, rattle, rattle.
You should probably kill me or I'll kill you.
Right. Or also like, don't fuck with me. I'm sitting here, dude. Don't tread on me. That's what every rattlesnake says.
Bitches, man. I just don't fuck with snakes. And I don't fuck with people that talk in tongues.
And don't talk in tongues. It's just, it sounds so made up. Like, I get like the Bible says it and stuff like that. But you can get into the Bible at another time. But like, just if you say like, oh, it made me speak in tongues, like, I think you're lying. Just that's sus number one. And then another thing that I've realized that I'm judging people for now, like I judge people that speak in tongues, and I think I judge people that don't wear belts.
I don't understand it.
Everybody should wear a belt. Even if you wear pants that fit you, like just have a fucking belt, man.
For what?
You're an adult. You're a fucking grown-ass adult. Wear a fucking belt.
Like, are your pants just gonna
Nice.
fall off?
It shows
I
that
just
you're an
don't
adult and you're a
understand.
grown up that owns one.
I don't understand pants that just fit to where you don't have to wear a belt. Like what, sweatpants? Like regular pants, I don't understand that. But also, I have zero ass, so there's nothing to hold my pants up on the backside. So like that's why my pants would just fall down anyway. But it's a concept that doesn't click in my brain.
I have one belt, and it's more like a dress belt. I never wear belts otherwise.
You should though. Why do you like? I don't understand it.
My clothes fit fine, and most of the time I'm wearing shorts. Are you wearing a
gonna
belt
say-
with shorts?
No, I can't. I just can't picture you wearing pants that need a belt anyway.
When you
You're
wear
just a
jeans,
shorts guy
when
to
you
me.
wear any sort of pants, yeah, you should have a belt on. Like, and like I have a belt that I don't really have to use to like keep the pants up all the time, but sometimes it's nice to just have it. You know, sometimes you feel a little bit skinnier than other days. Sometimes you loosen that belt up. But it's just like you look like an adult having a fucking belt.
I will say this: there's an area that you're not familiar with is when you're a fat guy wearing a belt. Like, if you can find pants that you don't need a belt for, God bless you. I don't know how, but if you can, go for it. But some days when that belt is fitting tighter than others and it's just like digging into you, it's very uncomfortable. So if you don't need it there, but that's a shorts day. That's the day when you wear shorts.
The shorts day, yeah. I remember feeling that when I was wearing a pair of jeans one time and I could feel like my gut sitting on the belt and I was like, it's never done this before.
I remember being in high school and having the belt buckle like dig into the bottom of my belly. Like that was when I was just starting to get fat. I was like, oh no, I don't like this.
This is not great.
Take it off at the end of the day. You're like, wow, that was wildly uncomfortable. Let's put that belt buckle away forever.
I feel like I just judge people now that I see like wearing belts, like not wearing belts. I'm like, you're a grown ass man out there working today, and you got no fucking belt on these pants.
Dude, speaking of that, I saw the worst product ever on TV. So it's not a belt you wear, but it's a piece of Velcro about, we'll say, shoulder to shoulder length and length, and it just goes through two of your belt loops on the side, and then you Velcro it. So you don't have, and then you do the same thing on the other side. Just to like
so
tighten
it
it a little bit.
Your pants.
Yeah, without having to go a belt all the way around. And I was like, it's kind of genius for fat guys, but if you saw somebody in public wearing that, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? It's the most ridiculous product ever, and I kind of want to get it to see how it goes.
Like there's like for like little kids, there's like blue jeans that are just like elastic waistbands. Like,
or hey, also
that's basically what
people.
that is. Well, but like where it's like very obvious, just elastic waistband, like that's kind of what that is.
That's what I mean. It's kind of a brilliant product. It just looks terrible. You just have this black strip on either side of your hip and your belt loop, but it doesn't go all the way around. It looks so goddamn weird, and I kind of want to test it out.
Tell everybody you shop at the Big and Tall store, but didn't have time to stop at the Big and Tall store.
I just because like if anybody's gonna buy that product and just rock it, it would be me because I don't give a fuck what I look like.
Well, what was your hack a couple of months ago? Was if you don't have a belt, was it zip ties?
Saran wrap.
Saran wrap.
Saran wrap. You just get a big long piece and you fucking work it into a wire and you
like
just
a
go
karate
around.
belt.
Yeah. It's almost exactly what, except you just make a little loop on one side and tie it, and then the other one you just pull through and knot it. Or you just pull them together and tie it off like you're doing your shoes. That works too.
What's the classiest karate belt you could use? Like brown or black?
The classiest one?
Because I feel like
black belt. Because like
makes sense, but brown probably goes better with a lot of dress stuff.
Dude, you could wear your black belt with a tuxedo though.
You could, but that's
what's classier than a tuxedo.
That's a little showy offy. You know what I'm saying? Like brown belts, like I'm not gonna rub it in everybody's face, and it also kind of matches. I can wear my blue suit with my brown karate belt.
You asked what the classiest one was.
I think that plays. I think it's more business casual.
How many belts do you guys have?
2. I've got the one I wear every day, and then I've got a brown one in case I have to go to a wedding and I wear my brown shoes.
See, like I wanted to like it to be so convenient that the belt that I have, the dress belt, I can reverse it. So it's brown on one side, black on the other. I don't need two belts. I just need the one.
That's a nice little hack. Yeah. I have one of those. And like you would never know that it's one of the just flip around ones. It's like, that to me is the adult version of just the clip on tie where it's like, I don't need I need a black and a brown one. And then I just have a regular one I wear with jeans. And then I have a white belt that I got for golf pants.
I kind of, because my grandfather gave me a pair years ago. I kind of want to just be a suspenders guy at the next like wedding or something I have to go to. I think I could rock the shit out of suspenders because I'm definitely fat. Everybody loves a fat guy in suspenders. It's a fucking hilarious look.
Yeah, and you can always pull it off.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is actually super uncomfortable on my shoulders. I'll just kind of pick my pants up the rest of the night.
Suspenders are wild though. Like that was what we had before that. It's like, what if we just had to hold the pants up because they fall down all the time? Just keep them on your shoulders.
I mean, suspenders are like the guys' version of what were they, garter belts that women would wear that like clips from their underwear down to their stockings.
Yeah. Keep your stockings up.
Do they still like, does anybody wear those anymore?
I think so, but I think more novelty and like sexual.
Yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking about. It was sexual.
Burlesque shows.
And
everybody that gets married, at least, every bride.
Mm-hmm.
Or some grooms. We don't judge here. I didn't personally wear a garter on my wedding day.
But that was a personal choice.
To. Yeah, it was just personal choice.
Yeah.
Just personal choice that I had. What else did I have? Oh, I had a fun little meme I wanted to share with you guys. I saw this on Facebook. It was, sometimes it's just like an old person that you're friends with. I'm like, I don't know why I still am friends with you, but it was a very right-wing meme. And it seems like it's a little outdated, but it was a lady with a mask on in her car, and it said, driving alone with a mask on is like fingering your own asshole and screaming wrong hole.
I would have told
and I was like, what?
I 100% would have shared that if I came across it, just because it's fucking hilarious.
But this is like something like they seriously like meant that when they were doing that, and it was like, this is the good one. I'll show this to the boys. Like, come on, dude.
I would
also like Facebook would have fucking flagged us for that in 2 seconds. We'd be in jail again, but no, that's fine. Not if we posted it.
I have at least 3 different group chats that I know I would send that to.
Well, I'll have to go find it and I'll send it over to you. But I just thought, I was like, I'm gonna share this with the boys today.
Oh, that's
that was like
fucking
the first
hilarious.
or second thing I saw on Facebook this morning. It's like good to know he's active today. Like, I hadn't heard a good like mask joke in a while though. They seem like they're 6 to 8 months outdated.
It's just because no one around here wears them. Like, there's still areas of like San Francisco. I know they're still wearing them a lot out there, and you just don't see them here anywhere. So there's no need for the what?
Yeah. Just the jokes about them kind of went away, but
because people stop.
No, like, good to see they're still going strong.
From time to time, I'll still see a mask, and it's at the point now where you're just like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting to see that
like
anymore.
Outside of the grocery store, I still see some.
I don't really
like outside of that.
I was in the grocery store today. Not even a hint of a mask. Didn't even have a chin diaper.
Not even chin diaper. Yeah, dude, we should bring that back. Like them having a mask, but not actually wearing the mask. And just wearing it like right below your nose.
No, dude, I'm never hanging anything off my ears.
Incorrectly wearing a mask. Like, let's just bring that back. No, I don't really want to bring them back. I just want to like let everybody know I still have one. I have all these masks in my car. I bought like a pack of 200. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, so I'm going to start just wearing them inside.
I do need an excuse to wear the gator again.
Yeah.
I got to just start wearing that, like the do-rag hat thing that I was doing for a little while. That would still be comfortable.
Survivor. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys bring in for the pre-com segment today?
I had the little belt thing, kind of went right into yours. Robert, did you write that last one, or did Alex forget one right there?
I did not write that last one.
Oh yeah, so I'll just say it. Teen Mom is back. They're all like almost 30 now.
Oh yeah, I did write that because it was like on I think Paramount is what I was watching. Big Bar Rescue Day today in the Alex household. But yeah, they were showing Teen Mom's back, and I was like, oh, that's those girls that I remember like when I was a kid and Teen Mom was on. And it's like now you're just a mom with a grown-up kid. Like, I don't feel like we need to check in on you anymore.
Yeah, you just have children around the age of like people that I know have children.
Now your kids are older than when you had them. So I think this cycle is through. But it's like now we'll talk to the other teen moms that aren't really teen moms. Now we're just regular moms. But let's talk about how crazy it was that we were all teen moms together.
Dude, you
like
know,
them like sitting around a table, like, yeah, and that was wild. It's like I feel like we shouldn't care that much at this point.
You know, oh, sorry. Within the next 10 years, we're going to get a teen mom second generation, or they'll probably call it third generation. Because at some point, one of those kids, one way or the other, is going to get knocked up or knock somebody up.
That's what I saw. Like that's what I thought initially. I was like, teen moms back? Oh, that'd be a wild idea. If like the teen moms kids were also teen moms now. And like we
teen grandma.
Like, it just carried on. Like it's a legacy almost.
Teen mom legacies. That's what they'll call it.
Teen mom legacy would be so good. Look, I was 15 when my mom was 15 when she had me. I'm 15 when I'm having my first kid. Like, yeah, okay. That's crazy. Let's keep it with that. And then also just throw Farrah in there. Throw Farrah Abraham in there. Okay, let's see what she's doing.
I had another sex tape.
Backdoor Teen Mom 1 and 2. All right. Let's just see how she's still doing. Like, I don't know. Let's check on her. How do you have a Teen Mom without her? She was the star of Teen Mom.
She was always.
And then Gary, that guy Gary, that was just a piece of shit. I just remember the I don't know.
I thought Gary was a good guy, the fat one. I don't know. I never watched. I just saw previews. Seems like a good guy in the previews.
Like, fucking Gary, bleep Gary.
None of them seem very emotionally stable.
Know. Gary doesn't seem like he's doing great from what I remembered. And I mean, again, like didn't watch a ton of them. But yeah.
Yeah, I just saw previews when I was waiting to watch Fantasy Factory.
Yeah, that was like all MTV had back then. And still they kind of only have Rob Dyrdek and Teen Mom, I guess. And Catfish. They got 3 shows now. They only had 2 at one point.
3 pony show.
Yeah, 3 show pony.
There you go.
So Teen Mom, that's also back on, and that was my note on that.
Yeah. Also, I did learn a good lesson today. I forgot to bring my sunscreen out golfing, and as I've said, I don't care if forearms getting burned, whatever. They're gonna be red for a couple of days, and then they'll be fine. But I didn't wear my bucket hat. I wore a regular hat and did not put sunscreen on. So the back of my head is just like red and then completely white. And it even has the little red window, like from the back of the hat.
Yeah, that's cool.
So like, I guess I'm going to have to wear a hat at work the next couple of days or it's going to look absolutely ridiculous.
Just own it, dude.
Just walking around
like a trucker hat tan. So it's got like the little dots everywhere.
Oh God.
That would be wild.
No, I need to just remember sunscreen when I'm outside and not be a fucking moron.
So the back of your head right now looks like a pizza oven.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'll try and turn around to see if I can give you an angle of it.
I would definitely guess pizza oven.
Yeah, kind of pizza oven-y.
I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, not ideal. But you know, you live and you learn.
Didn't you have a backwards hat tan line? Remember we went to the Roughnecks game and you had?
Oh yeah,
you had it on backwards and it was just the same thing but on your forehead.
Yeah, any amount of sun, dude. My feet still have the red circles from when I went floating. What was that? 3 weeks ago, and that got burned. Yeah, still have those. So back of my head's probably gonna have a red semicircle on it for weeks.
Dude, just own it, man. It'll look cool.
I'll just have to start standing outside for like 10 minutes a day to like let it fucking even out.
Start slightly wearing your hat more to like the side a little bit, so it lets it like, like just like rotating the hat a little bit, so it just like spreads it slightly.
That would be more
like
more parts of my head get burned. I don't want more burn on my head.
No, you need to like this is sun. Head that hasn't ever seen sun before. Now this is what that is.
Also, yeah, I guess the back of my neck is probably just roasted. So
you gotta integrate it.
Yeah, I learned. That's why I bought 2 golf hats for this. I didn't wear it today, but I also had a bucket hat that I got specifically for golf. Now I know I'm a bucket hat guy when golfing.
Wide brim ones?
No, I didn't go Kentucky Derby floppy hat, but that would have been pretty sick too.
You need to go just like over the top brim, like 7-foot brim. Like remember those orange Astros hats that they sell, like the foam ones that are big cowboy hats.
Oh yeah,
like
and
that.
if you get rid of the thing that folds up the cowboy hat, it just becomes this big old giant sombrero thing. Yeah, those are dope. That's a good idea. I'm gonna look into that.
I just bought a bunch of I bought my Giants bucket hat broke, but then I just got like one of these. So I saw these two, so like that's just like a little bit wider. That was my floating hat, but then you can always just go with the regular bucket. Like it's good coverage.
It's great coverage.
You can't like ever like it's also a great idea whenever you're trying to justify a purchase, being like it's blocking the sun. This is good for my health. So this is really like these are good because I'm protecting my skin, not me spending money on my football team hats. I need this to protect myself.
Yeah, it's all about protection.
So you can justify it. I can
safety first, then teamwork.
Next year, since it's an Olympic game, you have to pay taxes. Good to remember that. See, we teach you sun protection on this podcast.
There you go. Learn from me. Do as I say, not as I do. Robert, you got anything?
Yeah, Robert, what'd you got today? Building a shelf, it looks like.
Yeah, we did. We're building a bookshelf. But I think maybe we could give a little tease of like a merch store, a certain merch store, you know. Maybe we have a new store that launches soon.
Yeah. And I've been seeing some designs we might be getting in said new store, which looks pretty dope.
And
looks pretty dope if I do say so myself.
No immediate plans, but I did float the idea to Robert. Any fellow golfers out there, maybe we can get a golf shirt together too for PTG. Maybe have those ready for the next golf tournament. The Rod Ryan Show Cares. That would be sick.
That would be sick. You gotta help us come up with some golf themed designs.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
we'll just get a silhouette of my fat ass with like the shirt up a little bit to where the belly's out.
Doing the PGA thing, yeah, but
it's
adding gut.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's actually a pretty fire idea.
That's not bad.
Big boy golf.
So keep a lookout. Maybe a new store launching soon.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Robert, but rumor has it this new store, it won't take 7 months to get your stuff when you order it. Like
that is correct.
Like a regular store.
Yeah, you won't be getting your PTG 500 sticker 6 months after you ordered it.
Well, good thing that episode wasn't 6 months ago. God, that was the worst. Yeah. So
that won't happen.
Maybe hold off past the great merch right now. It's currently under some construction, but Robert's been working nonstop. Robert's been sending me some good stuff, and I feel like you guys will feel like it was worth the wait when the store finally reopens and we're ready to go, because we're gonna have some good stuff. Maybe we have to start some limited edition merch sale just to jumpstart it, and we'll do that. But then we're also gonna have some stuff that'll just be regular in the store. It's pretty dope. And then we're also gonna be in the process of merging over some other stuff that maybe you wanted in the old store that hadn't been able to get yet or hadn't got around to ordering yet. That'll be available in the new store. But yeah, merch, that's on its way back. We should have put that as a late comeback kid, but that's a pre-comeback kid comeback kid.
There you go.
PassiveGradeMerch.com. Not yet, but get ready for it.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Then it'll be a comeback kid. That'll be a comeback kid officially then.
Yeah, so it's a tease. That's why it's in the pre-com. Once it's come back.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. All right, let's move on to the comeback kid segment. We tell you what's back in the news this week, and it's a fairly light comeback kid segment, I would say. But it's brought to you by littleemshop.com, littleemshop.com. They got the best air fresheners on the planet. You don't want to have one of those stupid little fucking trees in your rearview mirrors. You want a Little M air freshener. Head over to littleemshop.com, littleemshop.com. Give a follow on Twitter, that Little EM Tweets, and on Instagram at Little EM Shop. Let them know you support the people, support the podcast. If you spend $10 or more in the store, you're going to get free shipping on your order. And also, if you use our promo code PTG69, you're going to get 10% off your order. So you get free shipping if you order $10 or more at littleemshop.com, and 10% off your order when you use promo code PTG69 at littleemshop.com. They got stickers. They got keychains. You can customize your own keychains. I got one that says, it says the Gravy King. Right here, you can go make your own keychains. You got some awesome, cool, like themed ones. Maybe if you're a Swiftie, or there's a certain pink themed movie that's coming out. There's some keychains that kind of go along with that theme right there. Go over to littleemshop.com. I got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. The best sponsor in the air freshener game that there ever could be. And yeah, just remember, if you see one of those little fucking baby back bitch trees, fuck them. Littleemshop.com, littleemshop.com, the official sponsor of the Comeback Kids segment.
It's the comeback kid. The comeback kid of the week. The comeback kid of the week. Bitch.
All right. Our first comeback kid of the week is movies, because fuck, guys, I feel like this is the biggest like movie weekend we've had in a long time. Movies have been kind of on the downturn, you know. I feel like we don't really talk about movies unless there's a superhero movie that comes out. And like this is the first time I feel like there's been like buzz about multiple movies at the same time in a very, very long time. You got the Barbie movie coming out, even though I would have told you I thought the Barbie movie has been out until I saw commercials about it coming out this weekend, just because I feel like it's been everywhere. But the Barbie movie's coming out, and then Oppenheimer is coming out. And yeah, pretty wild weekend, like the way that they're building these up. Movies definitely seem like they're back, and movies in the theater, maybe. I will not be going to see either of these in the theater. I will wait until I can stream Oppenheimer, and I probably won't watch Barbie unless my wife is watching it and it's just on in the background. But yeah, those are going to probably make a lot of money. And I also just felt like it was kind of rude to every other movie that was opening this weekend to just not get any shine. So I'm going to look up, or I already did look up some other movies coming out. And Natty Knox. Have you guys heard about that one yet? That one,
Nope.
Don't know anything about that. Theater Camp, that's coming out this week. That's PG-13.
Ooh.
That's coming out as well. So is a movie called Cobweb and See You on Venus. And I feel like, you know, they're just getting overshadowed by Oppenheimer and by Barbie. So let's all maybe go out and also watch Theater Camp.
No.
Well, you should, because it stars. Let me tell you who it stars. It's Noah Galvin and Molly Gordon. Jimmy Tatro's in it.
Oh shit!
There
Maybe
you go.
it is worth
You got
seeing.
Jimmy Tatro in one, and then Ben Platt, that guy too. So there's another option. You know, maybe you want to go see Oppenheimer and Barbie like back to back one day, and then go back to the theater to see Theater Camp.
No, I
In
did see
theaters.
that Barbie is expected to double Oppenheimer, and like I get it probably has a wider base of people that want to see it, but I don't know, like it hasn't been
Bigger
released yet.
mushroom
How do
cloud,
they know that?
ironically, than Oppenheimer would itself.
I don't get how they would like know that already. Like I guess there's probably early
Yeah,
screenings.
pre-sales.
Oh,
pre-sale tickets,
pre-sales. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer looks super dope, and like I think it'd be cool to go see it in IMAX, but like I'm not gonna. Like, I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not that jazzed up about it. I like you. I'll watch it on my couch when it hits Max in 3 months.
Yeah, like and isn't it like a long movie too? It looks like it would be
3 hours.
I'll watch 3 hours of The Office, no problem. But if you tell me there's a movie that's 3 hours, it's just like,
I need breaks.
And I hadn't seen Scarface the other day, and I was like, fuck it, let's go watch Scarface. And I looked at how long Scarface was, and I was like, maybe not now. It's like 2 hours, 40 minutes. I was like, that's a long time. Scarface is good, but like just knowing that I'm going to be sitting here for that long, it's just a lot to like swallow all at once.
Yeah, I mean, by itself, like you got to have a game going off to the side of it, or like you're watching like some baseball, or it's nice watching shows because you get built in, like whether it's with commercials or not, like breaks in between episodes,
Right.
You get a quick phone break. Bam. Especially a long movie you haven't seen before, it's hard to watch it that way because you're like, well, I'm on my couch, I want to check my phone, but I want to give my full
I had
attention.
seen Scarface, but Emma hadn't. I was like,
yeah,
it's a bunch of like maybe we break it up into 2 halves.
Yeah,
we'll do that.
That's a good way to do it. Is like, hey, let's start watching it. We know we're not going to finish it tonight. Let's watch like an hour of it, and then we'll finish it tomorrow night.
Yeah,
because Scarface is it's really long.
That's a good one too. But this week I had like, just because the Oppenheimer shit was everywhere, I did do like research on it, and like I got stuck in one of those like wormholes where you learn about like, hey, who's J. Edgar Oppenheimer that they made the movie about? The dude that made the atomic bomb. So like it's about that. So I had some fun facts about J. Edgar Oppenheimer that I thought maybe I'd share at the pod if you guys are down for some educational facts here real fast.
Always.
Dude went to Cambridge. Did you know that? Went to Cambridge University for a year. The J in J. Edgar Oppenheimer stands for Julius. That's cool. That's pretty cool.
He was a doctor, right?
Yeah, he had a PhD.
So he was the original Dr. J.
He was the original Dr. J. People don't talk about that. He also correctly predicted the existence of black holes back in 1939.
Ooh.
He can speak 5 languages: English, Greek, Latin, French, and German. And he was also the original inventor of the children's game Bop It back in the day. And then Hasbro renamed it from Op It to Bop It. And now it's been the commercial success that we see today.
Wait, he invented Bop It.
He invented Bop It. It was originally called Op It. Like, which is like, I would rather see a movie called Oppenheimer and then show how he invented Bop It. Because I watched the BlackBerry movie. That was dope. I watched Air, how they made the Air Jordans. Show me how they fucking made the Boppenheimer. The Bop It.
Dude,
Show me that.
When did he make it? I thought that came out in like the 90s.
It was in like the 40s. It was like originally out there. Hasbro originally purchased the patent and then turned it into Bop It.
I want to play the 40s version of it. Like, how did that even work?
I bet, like, how much do you want to bet? Like, the original, like, Bop It was like, that detonates the bomb. How much?
I mean, that could be the original. Maybe that's what gave him the idea.
Like, twist it. Bop it. That would be wild.
I don't know if I could sign off on killing 200,000 people every time you hit a button, though.
But it would make it feel a little bit easier if, like, you got to hit a cool button like that. Like, you got to think about that. Like, he was going through all this stuff in his head, like, I'm just destroying 2 cities and all the people in it. But like, how do I get over that I have to do that? And I bet a lot of it was like, well, if I use this Bop It thing, that'll feel silly, so I won't feel as bad.
Yeah, that's just having fun. That's just goofing around, being a
you just goofing around,
loosey goosey.
Yeah, yeah. Fun little facts about J. Edgar Oppenheimer. Do you want to share that at the water cooler this week?
I definitely will be.
You'll turn some heads. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, moving on. One more thing we got. I only had 2 things for the comeback kid this week. Movies and then running backs, because running backs, nobody cares about him anymore, Pat. I don't know if you saw that.
It's crap. I mean, it makes sense. I get it. They only last, a few years, but they need to change the rules somehow, whether it be they're not eligible for the franchise tag, or if you draft a running back, their deal is a year less than everybody else's deals. They got to figure something else out, because some of them get paid really well, but some of the dudes who are the best in the league, they get fucked. And like, what was it? Saquon was 26% of your offense last year. And
Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley, and Josh Jacobs were 3 running backs that were franchise tagged in the NFL. Neither of the 3 of them were able to reach long-term extensions by the deadline. It was Monday. Still all have to play on that franchise tag. Now there's the rumors of like who's going to hold out, who's not going to hold out, what's going to happen. But then like you had all like Austin Eckler, you had Derrick Henry, you had a bunch of running backs coming up. This is bullshit. They're so worth it to this, but like, the NFL for the last 5 years or so has just devalued the running back position, where it's like you don't give. Ezekiel Elliott just got cut, and he was the last guy to get like a huge contract. I think he got like 6 years. Hold on, I just did a podcast about this, and I wrote down what Zeke got. It was 6 years, something million.
Wasn't worth it.
6-year, $90 million deal, 50,000 guaranteed, or 50 million guaranteed. I mean, and then Ezekiel Elliott just got cut, and the Cowboys franchise tagged another running back. So it's like. That just shows like they are. It is probably the most disposable position, whether or not you want. Like, I'm not saying that devalues the running back position to me. I just feel like if you're looking at like which injuries derail careers more often, it's running backs compared to a lot of other things. And like, as somebody that loves Saquon Barkley for the Giants, I don't think that they were necessarily in the wrong to not give him a long-term deal and overpay for him, because I think what they had offered him was basically what the equivalent of getting franchise tagged twice was, and then a little bit more. And it was guaranteed money that apparently it came down to. Shout out to the New York Giants Rush podcast. I did that on Monday. If you want to go check it out, we had Ryan Dunleavy from the New York Post who was saying they were about $2 million guaranteed money away, and they just didn't have the time to reach a deal. And it's kind of like, that's crazy that $2 million can be the difference in signing a running back long term and not. But yeah, you had a lot of running backs just get mad, and I get why, because they're just saying like these running backs aren't going to get paid. And yeah, so there was just a lot of running back talk. And I mean, you got Dalvin Cook has been cut this offseason. Leonard Fournette got cut this offseason. There's a bunch of like turnover in the running back market. It's just wild seeing like, oh shit, like they really just don't care about running backs anymore.
Yeah, and a lot of the guys have had like Saquon, he's had the major knee injury. Dalvin, was his a knee last year too, where he missed like the whole
I want to say it
year?
was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, like Dalvin, I thought he'd been in the league like 7 years already. This upcoming season will be his sixth, I believe,
Yeah.
fifth or sixth. Like, so even like as soon as you start to know a running back's name, it feels like they've been in there for fucking 5 years already. And usually it's only been two. Like, it's the nature of the beast, but if they're going to fix anything on it, it's going to have to be the next time they negotiate, and the Players Association is going to have to push. But I don't think they'll ever just go, okay, this one position can't be franchise tagged. And even if that's the case, then you won't see running backs go in the first round anymore. Nobody's going to pay him that top end money.
Right. Right. I mean, you had Nick Chubb just signed, I think, a 3-year deal. Again, I just did a podcast on talking about running backs, so I got all my stats with me right now. But Nick Chubb it was 3 years, $36 million, $20 million guaranteed. And that was around what like Saquon was looking at with the Giants. I don't know what Josh Jacobs and Pollard were looking at, but like that's not unreasonable. It's just like saying, like, do we want to dedicate this much money to a running back that's in such an injury prone position, even though Saquon was a lot of the Giants offense? It's a weird shift that we're kind of seeing. And I think, like, I don't know, just remembering playing fantasy football, like running back by committees become a bigger and bigger thing over the last decade. And I think you're just going to see teams only go to platoon to running back games.
I mean, what did
Saquon Barkley had the majority of the carries for the Giants, but you're just going to have very, very few and far between, like, seeing teams with bell cow backs.
What did Jones just get? Did he just get $40 million a year?
Yes. But again, like, you pay quarterbacks, it's not as weird to pay a quarterback.
Yeah, no. I was just thinking that's no longer massive. So for a quarterback, so I guess Saquon was probably thinking, okay, well, they're not paying as much at quarterback. Maybe they'll give me a little bit more, because he does make life on Jones a shitload easier. But you get the organization just being like, dude, we don't want to, like, if we lose you, it'll suck. We'll just have to distribute your touches out among two other guys that we'll draft in the 3rd and 6th round.
Right. Or they drafted a guy this year, and it's just like they're also a team specifically with the Giants that I think are trying to move away from being a run first team and more of a pass first team as they're building that team. So they're hoping to have to use Saquon less, which is why it's like, why would we pay you more? We appreciate what you've done. Like, it's the whole, like, what have you given us already in your career compared to what are you going to give us in the future? And it's like, when you look at where there's like a tail off of like running backs after the age of 27 or 28, and like their career just kind of like drops off, they're statistically, they just don't produce as much historically. Like, it's like, yeah, why would we invest in that if we look at, like, this is probably where you peaked, we think. So you're probably not going to get too much of where you just gave us last year. Like, what do we have going forward? Are we just going to pay you for what you've done before? I think if you won a Super Bowl for a team, I can understand that. Saquon's had awesome seasons for the Giants, but like, he's been injured. And I think they're also trying to just it's kind of an insurance thing.
I think pretty soon we're going to see some guy who's going to be a highly touted running back. He's going to come out and he's going to have the skill set of Saquon or Christian McCaffrey, where, like, yeah, they're running backs, but you can line them up in the slot every single play. And they've got great hands and great route running, where maybe after they have one big rookie year as a running back, they just go, that's it, I'm done. I want you to put me out receiver. I'm switching to receiver.
Kind of like Jimmy Graham did.
I'm going to save my body and use me like Debo. If you need to, every once in a while, throw me back there. But put me at receiver. I'm going to elongate my career and get paid. And if the team doesn't want to do it, just go, fine, then cut me. But I'm not playing running back anymore.
That's what Jimmy Graham kind of did with the tight end position when he was with the Saints, where he was like if you're franchise tagged, you get to be paid the average of the top 5 salaries at that position for that one season. And he got franchise tagged, but like tight end franchise tag was a lot less than a wide receiver franchise tag. So he went to the NFL and, like, I think it's I want to say it was called arbitration or whatever. That's what.
But he didn't line up off the line of scrimmage enough or something
like,
for his.
Yeah, he was trying to be like, look, I technically can say I'm a tight end, and I play wide receiver for this team. Like, they line me up like a wide receiver. I do all the wide receiver stuff. I should get paid the average of the top 5 wide receivers as opposed to the top 5 tight ends, because that is a devalued position. And the tight end position is still pretty devalued, I would say, outside of the top 3 or 4 tight ends that get paid that much. Running back.
But they're doing a good job.
That.
Like, tight ends have been, what is it? Kittle and a couple of those other guys that are tight ends. They've been running that. They call it tight end university every summer. They all get together. They work out together. They
Just
like
like a
pick each
camp,
other's
yeah.
brains because they're trying to like continually just raise the whole position. So as time goes on, their money gets raised up too. It's smart. But I think soon we're going to see running back, especially with Debo playing the way that he does out in San Francisco, where he's a wide receiver, but they let him run the ball. I think you're going to see running backs start to be like, if they have that skill set where they've got great hands, they're just going to go, fuck it, draft me as wide receiver. I'll run the ball if you want me to, but I'm playing wide receiver because that's where I'm going to get paid.
Like weird world idea. Like, would we ever just see an NFL where everybody just runs like empty backfields all the time?
Definitely not all the time.
And you
because
run a
there
receiver
is
back as like a reverse, like he's just in motion. So you're like, I don't know, maybe they hand it off to him. Kind of
there
like he's
is
a
value to
Debo.
like leaning on a defense and playing heavy and trying to run the ball down their throats and tiring them out that way. Like if you're just lining up wide, they can rush your passer hard and you're not gassing them. You're not like, yeah, the secondary's running around a lot, but the D line isn't being like pushed around. So
Right.
it's never going to be gone, but
I don't think so either. That'd be a wild world to like think about. But like
over the
nobody
next
ever
5
has a
years,
running back.
it's going to be really interesting to see how running backs do it. Like it's going to take one guy, like, and they're going to have to bet massive on themselves because the team's going to be like, well, no, we draft you to play running back. We're not going to,
Right.
or like even if a running back comes out and goes, I want to play wide receiver, people are going to be like, okay, well, maybe we'll draft. Like it's going to cost them
We'll
a lot
line
of
you
money
up
to
out
do
there,
it,
but you're the running back.
but they'll have to bet on themselves doing it to maybe get that big second contract. It's going to take one big name guy to do it, and maybe it won't happen, but I think it will.
I can see that. It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, running backs, big comeback kid this week because nobody cares about running backs anymore.
I care.
Or their contracts. I care running backs for all those running backs out there. I care about you guys. Pat, will you tell me about Southern Star Brewing Company real quick? Because there's a lot of things in this world that aren't cool. Southern Star will never be one of those things. Tell everybody about the great people over at Southern Star Brewing Company.
Oh, I mean, it's one of my favorite places in the world, honestly. Every time we get a chance to go up there, it brightens like my month. All month long, I'm looking forward to it. Not only just great people, but it's just a good time. Like, especially when you get great weather out there. They've got a great property, great space for families. Like, kids are running around, but they're not annoying, which is a big thing when I'm in public. I hate little kids just running around. They're always fun because they've got room to run around. Always great food out there. And the number one most important thing, of course, is great beer. I've been crushing a bunch of bombshells this week, actually. It's to the point where I probably need to stop crushing them during the week because I'm getting real fat again. And it's a struggle out on the golf course, but I've been crushing those. The night and days. I forgot what camera I'm using right now. There we go.
There you go.
That one. Anywhere you go, I might just start going to random grocery stores from time to time and random liquor stores and just be like, what one do they have? Because I'm starting to see the same ones over. I like the smorgasbord. I like the differences. I like seeing all the lineup.
And
strawberry.
Some do carry different things. It's great.
I got to go out tomorrow. I got to get some strawberry bombshells. It's probably been like a month and a half since I had one.
Summer, dude. You got
And with how hot it is right now, it is the most refreshing beer out there.
It's the official beer of the summer.
Dude, make yourself a shandy. Pour one of those, maybe a little lemonade in with it too, and a shot of vodka. Make yourself just a amazing drink to sit by the pool.
Mix it with a southern brunch.
There you go.
Half a little strawberry bomby.
Get creative.
Little treat right there. I guarantee you will not be disappointed with a Southern Star. And how many times we got to tell you, whether you're going to the pool, whether you're going to the beach, whether you're going to the river, there are always going to be signs that are like, no fucking glass allowed under any circumstances. And Southern Star doesn't sell shit in glass. They sell everything in cans. You're never going to not be allowed to take your Southern Star where alcohol is permitted. Make sure you recycle. Make sure you don't litter with any of that Southern Star, but you're gonna be able to take it to the beach, to the pool, and to the rivers, wherever you need to go. Because Southern Star is the first to can craft in Texas, and still the best to can craft in Texas. Southern Star Brewing Company. They're 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe. Go up there, let them know you're part of the Gravy Gang. We got a flag hanging by where you get your tokens for your beers. They'll let you try all the beers to pick the right ones. You're not going to have to waste a token on a beer that you're not going to like later on. You're going to get samples of everything so you can pick the right beers you want. You can fill your crowlers, your growlers. You can buy 6-packs, 12-packs to go when you leave the brewery. 3525 North Fraser Street up in Conroe, or wherever you're getting your beer at your local liquor store, anywhere in the Texas, the vicinity of Texas, especially in the Houston area. Southern Star Brewing Company, the official beer sponsor of Pass the Gravy. What you got, Pat?
So this Friday, they've got an open mic night with JR Pena, and then more shows. Ryan Pinnock on Saturday. Next Friday, JR Pena again. But coming up August 11th, I might have to mark my calendar on this one. New beer released. It's called Tiki King, and the artwork for it looks like, end of life Elvis when he was wearing the flashy white suit with the big collar and everything, but like a tiki head of Elvis. That looks so cool. It doesn't say what kind of beer it is yet. I don't know. Probably assuming it's going to be an IPA. Usually is. Dave makes killer fucking IPAs. I'm jacked the fuck up now. That's some of the coolest artwork I've ever seen. I can't wait for that. I hope that's going to be a can release because that's going to look amazing on cans. So August 11, we might. I'm not saying anything official. Some of the Gravy Game. We might need to meet up there then and go check that out.
Go up there. Tell Keith. Tell the crew up there. We tell Keith we love him. If you see Keith, you Keith. Hey, Pat Knox and Robert want to let you know they love you. And then check out the 52 podcast after you're done with this because that's Keith's podcast and he's great. He's great at the podcast game. But yeah, Southern Star Brewing Company, official beer sponsor of Pass the Gravy and the Not Cool segment. If you got a not cool, something that makes you say, hey man, that's not cool, whether you stub your toe, whether you get run over by a truck, all those are varying degrees of not cool. Hit us up on Twitter. We're at Pass the Gravy Pod. Make sure you use the hashtag PTG Not Cool. And we're going to pick some of the best ones that you listeners and viewers send in to us. Hashtag PTG Not Cool to at Pass the Gravy Pod. This is the Not Cool segment.
Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool, man. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Dude, that's not cool. Not cool. Not cool.
All right. Our first listener, viewer submitted Not Cool. Viewers, by the way, don't forget YouTube. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. YouTube.com/@PassTheGravyPodcast, or just go to YouTube, search Pass the Gravy Podcast. Share us with a friend. If you're not listening to us and you're watching us only, make sure you also go hit play on the thing, so we get credit both. If you're just listening, also hit play on the YouTube, but just let it play for a couple seconds. We want credit for the views and the listens. We're splitting our viewers and our listeners no matter what. Just give credit on a little bit of both. Helps us out, guys. We'd really appreciate it. First, Not Cool from you guys and gals. We're going to start with Brandon at Price of a ZJ on Twitter. And Brett says, there's something leaking in the wall between the bathroom and my daughter's room. All of the supply lines to the bathroom are in that wall, so her carpet got wet. Gonna have to fix it and replace her carpet. The best part about being a homeowner is that sometimes you don't get to pick your home improvement projects because they pick you. Yeah, that sounds awful. That is one of the things that terrifies me about ever owning a home. Being like, I can't just call somebody and be like, hey, things are coming out of my wall, fix it. Like, you have to be the one that calls people and then figures out what's going on with that. First recommendation is have you tried putting the wall on rice yet? And then turning it off and then turning it back on. Because if you try that first, then that doesn't fix that, I don't know. Then definitely call somebody. I saw some pictures you sent us. Did not look fun. I'll tell you that. Confirmed, doesn't look like it would be an ideal thing that I would want to do on any given day.
That really sucks too, because he said all the supply lines to the bathroom are in that wall. So it doesn't even seem like he can do the fun thing where you just take like a sledgehammer to the wall when you have to open it up and get in there, because there's too much other shit in there you can hit.
Be careful, cut around it.
Yeah, dude, that sucks so much.
T's and P's, brother. That sucks. Robert, any home improvement tips for him? I gave him my the try putting it in rice thing. What do you got?
I think maybe like, some like Hispanic ones. Maybe like drink some Sprite. Maybe put some vapor rub over the wall.
Put some Vicks on it.
Yeah.
At night, let it sleep with some Vicks.
Yeah.
Cover it with some socks.
After you pull up the flooring, when you have to mop underneath, make sure you use some Fabuloso in the bucket.
Fabuloso, yeah, that's a good one.
Fabuloso is key, dude.
Send us a picture of just a wall covered in Vicks. It didn't work. Damn it, dude. I was sure that was going to be it.
Yeah. It always works for us. I don't know.
Robert, any hack, or Pat, any hacks you had?
I mean, the incense. That was me in the Fabuloso. I was piggybacking on Robert.
Okay.
I was piggybacking on his culture.
You were stealing his culture.
What's the when you're doing it sana kana de rana or some shit like that? I don't know what that means, but I hear people say it.
Colita
don't
de
know.
Chez
rana.
à devoir.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I just cussed. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Yeah, I'd,
Yeah, dude.
my suggestion is if you can swing it, hire somebody to do it because I helped my dad not like pull up car. Actually, I've helped him do floors a couple times, like when I was way younger, and I just remember it sucking a whole lot. And especially at our ages now, like you're just gonna hurt your back.
Yeah, and I feel like at a certain age, like you were talking about, like not wanting to hire movers. Like anybody that's over the age of 30 that like gets their friends to help them move, I think your friends also get you to help them fix anything like this. Like if you've helped any of your friends over the age of 30 move in the last 2 years, Brett, you get to call favors now. Like, boys, I need y'all to come over. I'll pay you in beer and pizza, but we gotta fucking fix this fucking wall, fellas. Like, and they have to return the favor because it's the same shit. You gave them a whole Saturday. They got to give you a Saturday. I think
would
that's
much
fair. After the
rather-
age of 30, you get to call favors in when you need some household like help.
I would much rather help with home improvement than moving. Like if my buddy
Right.
called me and was like, "Hey, I need
But if
help,"
they
doing
say
it, I'd be
no,
like,
I
"Fuck
can't.
yeah!"
Like, I helped you move, fuckface.
I'd be
Get
like, "Yeah,
over
dude,
here.
let's get some beer," or even if it was like painting
Beer
or
and
something,
pizza.
I'd be like, "Yeah, dude, let's get some beers. Let's fucking paint this shit up. Let's do it."
Remember my truck we borrowed, huh? That truck sure made some trips.
When you're not
Huh?
moving heavy things,
You're getting over here on Saturday. We're fixing this fucking wall.
and you're inside air conditioning, you can pretty much get me to help you with most things if you're one of the boys.
That reminds me, how is packing going? Have you started, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Look
it
behind
is what it is. We're just waiting for the lady to get back to us. We're gonna be signing in a minute and then start moving all the big shit as we go, and then just most of it needs to be thrown out. We're just
What's packed
so-
right now, though?
a bunch of the garage, bunch of the side rooms. I haven't really done my room,
By
but
the
like
garage being packed, does that mean the boxes that you didn't unpack from the last move are still packed? And that's
no,
what
I
Okay.
cleaned through. I still got some old like Christmas decorations and shit that need to go in there, but I organized and cleaned a shit ton of it. Like
Okay.
I haven't touched
That's
my room,
progress.
but like aside from my 2 dressers and my bed, my room, like all of it can just be thrown into a trash bag and then moved and unloaded.
I did remember you saying like that you had a bunch of shit from your old place that was still just in your garage.
Oh yeah,
And that would have been hilarious if you're like, well, the garage is already packed from the last move. It's just
yeah,
what
we've
we
been
got out
going
there.
through that shit.
You've
There's a
been
couch in there that's probably gonna move that should go, but you know what are you gonna do?
You've been flip flopping between getting movers and not getting movers. Where you're
Don't
at
do
now?
it. Or do it. I mean, do
It's
it.
it's probably not gonna happen.
Just get the movers. to
I
try.
want to. I also just want to
Fucking
leave half of
man.
the shit in this house out on the curb and then pay whatever fine they throw at us.
Just take it behind like a grocery store and like throw it like a Kroger dumpster.
Like
Seems
none of
good
it's that
stuff.
bad. It's just like
Kinda
there's a bunch of
sketchy
like
here.
extra big recliners that just sit in the corner and don't get used, and it's like ugh.
You
But
know
the
where
new
all
house,
those like
new house is nice.
outside of Minute Maid Park, you know where there's like that big like homeless camp out there? Like, what if you just like had like a U-Haul truck and you just rolled up, you're like, whatever you want, boys, take it. Like, that's just like a whole fucking like kingdom comes to them, and it's like dressers and shit, and they're like, all right, like that would be fucking awesome for them. And you just like, y'all take it out, and then just go.
That
Trucks pull it away in 2 minutes.
that would
Take
be
what you
dope,
can.
but I'm not gonna do that because it's just so out of the way.
But that would also just be like wild. It'd be like, 'cause have
I
like,
should
hell
look
pay
up.
for them. Be like, oh, dude, I just got like a whole bed set.
I wonder if any of those like Katie Christian Ministries and like Goodwill and
They
shit like that.
absolutely take all of that shit.
Oh, I was gonna say, I wonder if they'll pick it up. That's the big thing.
Yeah, if you dropped it to them, they'll definitely take it. I think you
100%.
can probably arrange pickup for certain things.
I might need to do that one of these days. Maybe tomorrow. I'll just steal the van from work and just load that bitch up with a bunch of shit that I don't want and drop it off over there.
Selfishly, I would love it if you would just post everything on Facebook Marketplace and then just let us sift through all the weirdos that you have to deal with, because that would be really fun to just make you have to do that for like a 2-week period trying to sell all of your shit. And they're like, can I come smell it? Can I smell the dresser? Why do you need to smell the dresser, dude? I just want to check it out. Is it oak? No. I said, I don't know what it is. I'm going to come look at it. Looks oak.
If you
Okay,
show up at
dude,
my house,
fucking
you're
do you
driving
want it or
away with
not?
something. You can have whatever you
Maybe
want.
think about that. Maybe think about that.
It just seems like a hassle.
I do it on Nextdoor. Now Nextdoor seems like people are trying to turn that into Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, stop doing this.
That's what I should have made my sister.
All the
start
apps
with that a
don't need
while
to be the
ago.
same apps.
She talks
Each
to
app
some
should
of our
have its own
neighbors
thing.
too. I mean,
It
Facebook
bugs
Marketplace
me.
is good. I've used Facebook Marketplace to get my my washer fixed before. It wasn't my dryer, one of them. Now I got to buy a stove. The new place we're moving into doesn't have a stove though. That's like the only thing. But we got like electric fryers and electric skillets and
Just get
shit.
like a
until
hot plate.
it looks really weird. There's a hole in the middle of the kitchen, so if you don't put a stove there, it's a very
Just
weird.
put a
looking
table
thing.
there and like treat it like it was like a college dorm and just have like hot plates and like other shit like that where you can just cook everything really quick.
I mean, I could totally live like that, but my sister
Just
does
boil
bake a lot.
water there.
Also, fucking pro tip, guys. This is a side note. My sister made cornbread the other day, and she used sour cream in it when she was making it, and that shit was almost fucking cheesecake, man. That was the best cornbread I have
Sour
ever
cream.
had in my life. And then the next day, she made it again, but with bacon in it for breakfast.
That sounds like a nice.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'll have to get the exact recipe from her for it, and I'll
Just send some over.
dude, you need to
Send some
try
over.
that cornbread with sour cream in it was one of the greatest things I've ever had in my life.
Robert, are you a cornbread guy?
No, not really.
You seem like you would hate cornbread.
Pan de maíz.
What does
Yeah,
that mean?
pan de maíz.
Pan de
cornbread.
replay.
It's pan is bread and maize is corn.
We're learning.
Yeah, they say that at the restaurant when they're calling out for it. Yeah, it's great though. Try it out, guys.
So
I
that was
recommend
all
it.
from Brett had a leak in his wall and is
Mm-hmm.
now going to have to tear his wall apart like carefully. But T's and P's, buddy. Really sorry that happened. That fucking sucks, bro. That fucking sucks. Our next one is from Glamour Perry at Glam for Life, GLAM, the number 4LYFE on Twitter. And Glamour says, I got fired from my trainer right after my birthday, so I had to find a new gym. And I found a great gym that claims that they're 24/7, or claims they're open 24/7. Went at 6 a.m., pumped up, but they were not open. One, your trainer can just fire you. Like, don't you hire the trainer?
Yeah, were you like sexually harassing your trainer or something? What the hell is that?
Did you fire the trainer? Or did the trainer just like, I'm not fucking training you, bro?
It said she got fired from her trainer after her birthday and had to
Do
find
they
a
have
new
to
gym.
pay
I
you
think
what you paid them if they fire you and they're the trainer?
this sounds like she got kicked out of her old gym. It said I had to find a new gym. Like this is the story here. Like, sorry, that all sounds like it sucks that you had to do that. And waking up at 6 or earlier than 6 sounds miserable. You show up to where you're going and it's not open. That blows. I need backstory. I need to know what happened here. Like, did you get in a fight with your trainer and like punch him in the face and you got thrown out of the gym?
Out there. Like, it was just like, oh, by the way, I got fired by my trainer. And then I went to this gym. Like, wait, no, you left out like a whole story I want to know. I wish there was a way you could just like buzz somebody on Twitter and like they had to immediately fill it in. We could probably do that by just replying because it was days ago, but I don't look at these until like the day of sometimes.
Was it an up and coming trainer that didn't have a client list yet, so they paid you? Because how else could they fire you if they were paying you?
Like, can I practice training on you? Like, look, I'm not really good at training, Robert. I'm really trying to get into it. If I gave you like $20 a week, would you let me work you out, bud?
I'm
like,
intrigued.
all right. And I'm like, you know what? You're fired. I'm not paying you $20 a week anymore.
Yeah, we need follow-ups on this, Glamour. Let us know. But yeah, T's and P's, that sucks
when you say in high school, me and some of my friends that stayed at a Lifetime Fitness multiple times because we would just tell our parents we were staying elsewhere and that would be where we'd slept that night. Yeah, I've had some issues with gyms saying like that they were like telling us we couldn't stay there 24/7 when they were open 24/7. But a gym not being open 24/7 that claims to be open 24/7 is bullshit. And also, like, any 24-hour fitness that is closed ever should be shut down. I went to a 24-hour fitness. I know that there's a bunch of them that do not stay open 24 hours. And it's like, you cannot be called 24-hour fitness if I can't go there 24 hours a day. It's literally in the name. It's in the fucking name, guys. I don't understand it. Like, just change your name. Change your name to Planet Fitness or whatever you got to fucking change it to. You don't get to be 24-hour fitness unless you're open 24 hours a day.
20-hour fitness.
Yeah, just change it like slightly, adjust it, but like don't lie to us. And yeah, so 24/7, you're saying you're open 24/7 and you're not. Bullshit. When we used to go to Lifetime and we'd be like sleeping on the couch, it's like, you can't sleep here. I was like, it's 24/7. We're resting in between sets. we would always come with some bullshit excuses. And then like, well, you took over a yoga studio and you're sleeping on a mat right now. I'm like, it's 24/7, buddy. You didn't say I had, like, this is my workout. It's a rest workout. All right. I'm working out my brain. I'm working out my eyes right now. All right. You don't know what to work out and what's not. You're not the king of workouts. All right.
I'm resting
How
for
dare
4
you.
hours before my early morning workout. I'm pulling
charging
3 a
up.
days.
I don't want to have to waste time driving to the gym, so I sleep in the gym. All right, pal. I'm not doing it every day, just on weekends, so I can get extra pump in, aka wake up and leave.
There you go.
Yeah, that fucking sucks, Glamour. They don't falsely advertise gyms. Right? That's really what I'm saying here. All right. Our next one, this is our last one from you guys. Is this is from Jordan Welch at J_Welch2795 on Twitter. And Jordan says, this hashtag PTG not cool is on behalf of my mom, Lisa Welch. She went to Dallas. Boo. What if that was just
Boo.
She went to Dallas. She went to Dallas and valet parked at a hotel. The driver scuffed her underside on the passenger side. Can't file a claim since she didn't notice until later. I've had that happen before, where I had we did a charity car wash one time, and one of the girls backed into a pole, and I didn't put that together until I was already at a second location, and it was like mine was the only car that was backed into a spot, and that was because there was a dent on the back of it, and they just didn't want me to see when I walked up to it, and I was like, that makes more sense, but you can't be like, oh, but like I didn't notice it until I got home. Like, well, you could have hit something on the way home and lied about it. Like, yeah, I could. I didn't, but just know that I know what you did here. One, you gotta blame the city of Dallas for that one. Honestly, with all things like car related and the city of Dallas, thank God that is the worst that could have happened to her, because my favorite president, JFK, he had a hell of an incident with a car in Dallas. So thank God that didn't happen.
Yeah, it was a real headache.
Yeah, it was a huge headache. But I would say she came out lucky. My dad was at a hotel in Dallas and came out, and they had stolen his taillights. They just jacked his taillights. And it was like, that's fucking weird. But like, just people are assholes, man.
That's super weird.
Like, yeah, to steal shit like that, like, you're fucking assholes. I hope nothing but bad stuff happens to you. But like, yeah, fuck that valet that did that, and fuck Dallas for allowing their valets.
Fuck them so hard.
Really, this is Dallas's fault and the valet's fault, but this is Dallas's fault for hiring the fucking valet people from Ferris Bueller. That's the fucking people that probably work there. They're like, let's go take it for a joyride. What's the worst that could happen? Fuck you guys. Fuck you, Dallas. But yeah, Jordan, that sucks. I'm sorry to Mrs. Welch, to Miss Lisa. Sorry about that. Who wants to go next? Pat, I feel like you have a lot of pent up frustration.
Yeah,
Pat. So like, just behind the scenes, like, we have a little shared thing that we can kind of see. Sometimes we'll just put like some ideas down throughout the week as we prep for the show. Pat hardly ever posts a bunch of stuff on it. This week, Pat was like firing off some things for not cool. Pat, why don't you go off, King?
Yeah, and I just remembered another one like 2 minutes ago that I added on there too.
Have at it, dude.
So I'll just go in order that I wrote them. This happened a couple days at work. A couple days ago at work, somebody what was it? What kind of allergy? So they said they had a dairy allergy, so no cheese. They ordered a burger. They're like, don't put any cheese on it, no dairy on it. Like, okay, no problem, we can do that. But the bun does have dairy in it. I don't remember what the fuck it is in there, but it has dairy. So we go back to the table. We tell them, like, okay, we can do that. No bun, or we can put some tortillas around it, or like a lettuce wrap if you'd like. But there is dairy in the bun. And they go, oh, well, that's okay. Then don't tell us you have a fucking dairy allergy. You don't have a dairy allergy.
That's like D'Angelo
Just
Vickers
say
in
no
the
cheese.
Office, where he's like, I have a nut allergy, so please nobody with peanut butter. And then they were later like, wait, so like you wouldn't break out into hives? He's like, no, but I would be itchy and I'd be somewhat uncomfortable. And I like to be comfortable. I was like, so that's a sensitivity. That's not an allergy.
Yeah, it's just say you don't want cheese on your burger. That's all you gotta do. Just be like, oh yeah, I just want a hamburger, not a cheeseburger. No problem. It's not that big of a deal. It's just annoying as fuck. People that lie about allergies just wear me the fuck out.
Well, people that make it a bigger deal, like I don't need to know what, like, if you have cheese that it's gonna make you go to the bathroom all day. Like, I don't need to know that you'll be in the bathroom nonstop if you have cheese on your burger. You can just say, I don't need cheese on my burger. I got you, dog. Like, there's people that like to go all out of their way to be like, if I had these, oh my God, I would be in the bathroom all day. Like, all right, dude, we get it. That shit makes you shit, dude.
Yeah, like there's
Say
a
you don't
soup,
want it. Just say you don't want it. You don't have to give me a whole story to it.
there's a soup at the restaurant. I will only eat it on Thursdays because it's the day where I open and then I go home early. It's a fucking poblano and jalapeno cream based soup. You know what that much cream does to my system? There's a reason I
Makes
only
you
eat it on
cream.
days when I'm not going to be there a long time at work. I eat it, I go home, and then if I have to shit my brains out, I do it there. But it's an absolutely delicious soup. I'm just probably lactose intolerant at this point. You just got to learn how to work around shit. But I don't go fucking blaring around to people. Don't give me cheese, I'll shit my pants. No, I'm not.
Yeah, that's a weird move.
Yeah, that
And
then
it's weird that if like that's your allergy and it defines you, and it's like it's not really that big of an allergy. It just makes you itchy or whatever. Like,
yeah,
obviously
like
you're okay having some dairy if you're fine with that.
I'm allergic to bees and wasps. I just don't fuck with them. I don't go near them. If they're near me, I get very still and then I just try and walk away. Yeah, same thing. And that being said, I haven't been stung in like
What about
25
murder
years.
hornets?
Might die. That's the thing. Like if they just stung me in the
Yellow
arm,
jackets.
it would hurt a lot and it would swell up like a motherfucker. Maybe if they stung me in the neck, it would be like life threatening. I don't think it's life threatening. I just don't fuck with the things. Yeah. Then earlier today, I'm driving out to the golf course. I'm going down a 2-lane road, and this big, I don't know if it's carrying sand or whatever, but like a bucket truck. You know what I'm talking about? When those pulls out wide, I'm in the left lane. It pulls out wide in front of me, so that I have to like slam on my brakes 30 miles an hour slower than what I was going. Of course, there's a bunch of cars in the right-hand lane next to me too. So all of them, like 10 cars get to pass me, just flying fucking by me because this asshole decides to pull wide out into this lane and block me off. Finally, after everyone goes by me, I'm able to get around. Then like 2 minutes later down the road, we're all just traveling and pack going. And then I guess some asshole just decided to stop short or switch lanes abruptly because then I had to slam on my brakes going 55, and I probably stopped like 3 inches from the bumper of the guy in front of me.
That sucks.
Just super frustrating. Shitty drivers everywhere. And then my last one that I just added is I ordered some of those Crocs, like actual shoes. I might have talked about this before on here. I was very excited to order them.
Folks.
No, but no, I ain't wearing Gators. I ain't got that kind of money. But they're like actual shoes, and I ordered them, and they were supposed to come, I think, on the 5th. And I've checked it a couple times since then, and like it shows it made it to the package facility in Katy. But then, like the only estimate when I go through the 5 links that it makes me go to like estimated delivery, all it'll tell me is coming soon. So I'm pretty sure somebody at the package facility
relative
stole my shoes. But I'm also worried, like maybe somehow it did get delayed bad. But I'm moving in 2 weeks. I think they're finally going to send them, and I'm no longer going to be in this house. I'm going to have to go on the website and try and figure out how to switch my address at the correct time.
You might just have to order it again.
I might have to. Well, I'm going to go through Crocs and be like, I want a fucking full refund. Or I don't want a refund. Just send them again. I don't want to have to go through the refund. Send them again. They were supposed to come on the 5th. It's literally 2 weeks later, to the day. It's 14 days later now. I want my shoes. I just want some comfy shoes I can slip on and go around to the grocery store when I need to.
You know how you can tell if Crocs are knockoffs or not?
How?
By whether or not they'll see you in a while or they'll see you later. Crocodiles will see you in a while. If they're knockoff Crocs, they'll see you later.
If they had thought about this, they would have found a way to name them not Crocs, but like Gators. Because like they have a rounded nose like an alligator. A Croc's got the pointy nose.
Should just put teeth on them, honestly.
Ooh.
That'd be fucking sick. That'd be sick.
That'd be really dope.
Yeah, it would be.
But
so you're not cool. You got more.
No, that's it. That's what I got. Okay. Unloaded the clip.
I'll go next. Mine's a quick one, but I was brunching. I was brunching up this weekend, and I closed two of my fingers in a car door, and it fucking sucked. But it's one of those where like.
Right on the nail too.
And so like it's just like you forget about it, and it's still like in the process where it's like it's not like painful, but like if I like hit my finger hard on anything, like sometimes like if I type it and I hit it in the right spot, it'll be like, ooh, sore.
It's just
And
tender.
it's just it's like it's just a bruise, but like it's been years since I've had the like under the nail bruise, and I think it's been like I can't remember really. I've had it on my toe. I used to get it on my toe all the time, like when we played football and shit. Just because like somebody steps on your foot with a fucking cleat, and you like just like for 2 months, then like your big toe has just got like a little purple thing on it that's slowly moving up as the nail grows out.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute since I had it on my fingers, but just like my middle finger and my ring finger on my left hand are just bruised up. But yeah, just one of those where like, ow, and like I knew I had fucked up right then, and I was like, hey, this isn't great, and like you're slowly trying to like unlock the back door, please unlock the back door, please unlock the back door, and then I got it open, and that was fine. But yeah, just that was the first time that had happened in a while. So getting your fucking finger stuck in a door, don't do that. Try not to do that, guys.
Have you ever been like, you're closing the door, or like you close your door or whatever, but your hand's like in the window, then the person who's driving just starts rolling up your window, and you're like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? Stop it, stop, 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 stop.
No. Yeah, that's the worst.
There was
Not really
a time
worst, but
when
that does suck.
I had to yell at my dad. I think it was like 3 times in like 3 weeks because he closed my hand in the window. I was like, why are you just random? Like, and I'm pretty sure I was still in the car every time. I was like, I just had like my hand up or whatever, just like getting some air. He just kept rolling it up. Like before we would pull into the parking lot and he would do it then, like before we even got to a space. That's how he kept getting me. I think he was doing it on purpose now that I think about it.
But your hand's like not as bad. It's like the smaller the extremity is,
oh
the
yeah,
like, worse it gets. You're like, oh god, it might actually chop it off, and it won't, but like it just hurts more.
Yeah, T's and P's, buddy. That sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm over it, but like, yeah, it was a terrible 30 seconds.
I'm proud of you, dude. You were brave.
Thanks, dude. Thanks. Finger injury survivor, eye injury survivor. Been through it.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, what you got?
I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I don't like talking while in the while paying at the checkout lane at the grocery store or whatever. I don't like talking.
Cosign.
Yeah. And it's not even like for any particular reason. It's not
How's
like,
your day going? Cool. How's it going?
yeah.
Let's keep it quick.
Or like Sam was with me. I don't want to be talking to Sam while we're paying because it's not even for a particular reason. I just don't want the cashier and the bagger to listen to what we're saying.
Yeah.
And we were at HEB earlier, and Sam was talking about Buddy Bucks. He's like, "Oh, did you ever get Buddy Bucks when you were a kid and whatever?" And the cashier heard that, and he thought that Sam wanted Buddy Bucks, and so he stopped scanning and he checked in like the drawer, like, "Oh, we don't have any here." Then asked the bagger, like, "Oh, do we have any Buddy Bucks?" And he's like, "Yeah, there should be more in the drawer." And he's like, "Oh, let me check again." No, there's no more. And then so the lady that was bagging our groceries stopped and went to the next cashier over. It's like, "Oh, hey, do you have any Buddy Bucks?" And I told Sam, like, "Way to go. See, this is why we don't talk in the..."
Now you've derailed everything.
Yeah, everyone stopped. Everyone's looking for Buddy Bucks. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I have some." And he handed the bagger some. And then the bagger handed it back to the cashier. They're like, "Oh, here you go." And Sam was like, "Oh, no, I was just talking about them. I don't actually want them."
Yeah.
I feel like there's a long
I'll
time.
fuck myself for doing all this work for you.
Yeah.
I think at any point y'all could have just been like, no, we don't want them. Stop looking.
But like maybe they were just doing it to make sure they had one in case like because somebody hadn't talked about them in a minute and they wanted to make sure that if kids came up and
that's what I thought too.
Like you don't know, like you don't want to like do that and then be like, I wasn't fucking getting it for you, idiot. Like I was getting it for kids that might come up next. We just realized we didn't have them right now. I do hate like when they like the best way to get out of it that I figured out lately is like I just use Emma as my as my scapegoat, but like Emma's never with me when I'm at the grocery store like that. But like, but these are pretty good, huh? I'm like, well, fucking, I'm getting them. I'm obviously buying them. I think they're good. Like, but like I lied to them. Like, I don't know. My wife loves them. I'm like just somebody that's not there. My wife loves them. Just make up somebody if you don't have a
getting
wife
them for the old
like,
ball and chain.
Yeah, just like I don't know. My kids love it. Whatever. And it's like that's beer. They're old kids. They're 21. They're of age.
The only time I've ever enjoyed that when they start a conversation on what I'm ordering or buying was one time somebody asked me about the strawberry blondes. They're like, "Are these really good?" And I was like, "Well, look at me. Would you expect me to buy a strawberry beer? That's how good they are."
Yeah. But and it's usually like harmless conversation, but I remember like I just never tried to chat with people when I was bagging at a grocery store or when I bagged in order to check. I just How's it going? Yeah, okay, cool. And like sometimes if they make the small talk, you got to go back and forth, but like never like, so what's going on, huh? I see you got an Astros shirt. How about that game, huh? And like you can say that's not being friendly, but it's like I'm just trying to get transactions done, bro. Try and get in, try and get out.
Yeah, we had a guy in our foursome today at golf that kept making small talk. He was a nice enough guy, but like he wasn't paying attention, so he kept doing it in people's backswings. So like I was sitting there like, oh, hold on, he's about to swing. Because he did it like 3 times in the first 5 holes. Nice guy though, from Boston.
From fucking Boston, all right.
Oh yeah.
Another grocery thing. I don't think you should go to checkout if you have alcohol with you, because then you got to get carded.
You mean self checkout?
Yeah, self checkout.
Oh yeah, self checkout, absolutely.
Yes.
Unless you have like just a 6-pack of beer. Like if that's all, if you're only getting alcohol, then like I think you can do like the quick self checkout. But like you gotta have your shit ready. I fucking hate people that are like, oh, present ID to cashier. And they're like, I don't know where my ID is. Like you knew that was gonna fucking happen, right, bro? Like you know it's never been like just this guy's cool. This guy's cool, bro.
Very rarely do I have to wait. Like I always go self checkout.
I try and go anti-self checkout unless I have 1 or 2 things because it's like I'm not doing your work for you.
Well, like 95. If I can go self checkout, I will. Like if self checkout is really backed up, I'll find a spot. But always too, like I try and make eye contact with the person who's there, and I just kind of like show like I got beer if you want to just come check it right now. Like I get that out of the way first thing, and then I go boom, 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 or I get all mine done real quick, and then they're like on their way over. But yeah, that does suck because I've been there where I'm walking into self checkout and I see there's a guy waiting, and I know he's waiting for them to come get beer, but like everything's full. I'm like, this is gonna slow everything up.
I'll get loud about it. Like I'll be like, hey, there's gotta be somebody back here. What are we? Hey, whoa, hey.
Don't clap your hands at people.
Hello. I just don't clap my hand. I clap up. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, you can do the same thing just by going, hey, over here. Clapping is like
when you like go back and you look around for
people.
someone and you're like, oh no, there's no one here right now. Who's gonna scan? It's like I feel like after a minute, this is free, right? I get to play that. I get to be that guy. It's free then, huh? You can't find us. You can't scan it. I guess I get it. Yeah, dude, that's funny. What now?
I also like telling unoriginal jokes.
Yeah. I always also like I hate when somebody will be like, how much is this? Like if there's like a scanner thing's broken, like, do you remember how much this is? I'm like, no fucking idea, man. I have no idea. Like when I used to work at Kroger, I would just be like, cool. It was like $5, $5.99. It's like that's obviously less than what it is. So like, okay.
I think the only time that's ever happened with me is like seasonal Southern Star beers. Like, how much was this one? I think it was $8.99, but the one I buy it from, it's literally like 6 steps away. So I'll just go like,
oh yeah, I'm not getting a check, dude. You can,
yeah.
I don't need it that bad. Whatever it is, you can set it on the side. I'll just skip it, or you can just figure it out.
It's a 6-pack of beer. Let's call it $8.99 and be even.
Let's go. Let's just that seems even. Solid not cools, everybody. Solid not cools. If you got yours, hit us up. Hashtag PTG not cool to @PassTheGrayPod. You can also send your answers questions to us at PassTheGrayPod as well on Twitter. Make sure for the answers questions that you include the hashtag PTG answers to @PassTheGravyPod. That's how we will find them. You can also reach out to us on our website, PassTheGrayPod.com, and just go to the contact us thing. Jesse will send us your emails. You can also email them to us at answers@passgraypod.com. But do remember, we go to the Twitter first. Twitter is where we will get your shit way faster. I do have one email question this week, but I don't check the email very often. Maybe once a month is how often I will check that. Let's start. This is the answer segment, guys.
Well, if you just answered the question, why don't you just answer the question? Be honest, no big deal. Yeah, answer the question.
Don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Any questions?
I don't know if you've been keeping with the time, but we're like less than 2 hours in, Robert, and we're on the last segment. This is
wasn't trying to mention it.
This is gonna get weird.
Robert's like, dude, it's like breaking up a no-hitter. You just don't talk about it, man.
Let's find a way to fuck it up, Pat.
We're going to go 2 hours on this segment. All right.
Yeah, this is gonna be the longest answer segment ever. Our first one is from Helly Hughes. Definitely not Angie Hughes. I know it says Angelica Hughes on her Twitter thing, and I said Angie the other day on the podcast, and she was like, "I've never been called Angie in my entire life until last week," and I was like, "Well, I'm sorry. Like your name was Angelica. I'm gonna call you Ange or Angie, right?" Like,
Yeah, it's definitely Angie now.
It was like when you meet somebody named Henry, you just call him Hank after a while.
I don't even
You know,
know if
after you
she
know him
said
long
that
enough.
to you in like an angry way. Like nobody calls me
Oh,
Angie.
I
I
think
don't
she
like
was just
that.
she was busting my balls.
But anytime somebody says I don't like being called that, that's all I can call
I'm
them for the
sorry.
rest of the
I'm
time me
very
knowing them.
sorry.
So
Yeah.
it's
And I'm
Ange.
sorry. It's Helly. It's Helly Hughes at Helly Ray Houston on Twitter. And Helly says, I can't ever seem to make the right amount of spaghetti for two people. It's always either not enough or so much that we have to eat it for days. What is the magic trick to making the correct amount of spaghetti for two people? A lot of people hit us up with like their high drunk thoughts. This is the first, I feel like, food related question we've really had, like cooking wise. What is the magic? Like you're the chef guy, you're the guy that works at the restaurant. What is the magic secret on finding out that? Because yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I feel like I don't know how to cook too little pasta. It's just like you either just have 75 pounds of spaghetti or you don't. Like that's the only way I know how to make it. What do you do, Pat?
Yeah,
How do you get the perfect amount for two people?
dude, I don't fucking know either, man. I think you just kind of like grab some and be like, all right, well, I can't use the whole container. I would say like maybe a fourth because it comes in like what, a pound? Because when I make myself a pasta dish at work, we pre-cook all of our pasta to like al dente. So when it's time to make a dish, we throw it in with the dish in the last minute, just to like heat it up and get it right, and then it's good to go. Because you can't fucking just make pasta every time somebody wants it. You gotta. It goes like 8 minutes itself at least. I think. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know shit about making pasta. But yeah, dude, I don't know. You just less than what you think it's gonna be. That's usually what the answer is. It's for two people, it's less than what you think it's gonna be.
Do you break the noodles when you put them in the thing? Because I've done that
I don't
before,
do it at
and
all.
it feels like it just multiplies it. Maybe you don't do that, and you just have the really long noodles.
I've heard what you're supposed to do. You don't break it. You just let it get in there for like a minute, and then you swirl it down into there. Like as it starts to soften up, you just bring the other down into it. You're not supposed to.
I think it would be wild if there was just a spaghetti that was just like the longest noodle in the world, but it's just one noodle, just all like wrapped up.
Like a whole dish of spaghetti,
it's just
one mega noodle.
Like a 17-foot noodle, but like it's all balled up. Like that would be the best way to, like, if you could just get like two 17-foot noodles, cook those. Here's his spaghetti. Here's my spaghetti. Put the sauce on it. Ball it up. You got like it goes in a bowl, right? And like, I mean, you can cut up one noodle and make two noodles. Like you won't know.
Bro, put a little pesto and Parmesan cheese. Dude, because I want to be able to eat my entire meal in one suck of the pasta. Just keep going.
If you wanted to, yeah. I mean, it would be like the most obnoxious, like.
Yeah, dude. Like you'd probably actually give yourself an aneurysm
for
like a cramp in your neck slurping that much.
Yeah. You'd be slurping that bad boy for like 10 minutes. That's what she said. That'd be great. Like 10 minutes if you wanted to like just do the Lady and the Tramp style. But still.
You know what that would be good for? You go on a date to that restaurant that you know has that. So like if early on by the apps, the conversation just sucks. You go, okay, I want the one noodle pasta for dinner, so that for 5 minutes you can just slurp and not talk because the date's going so bad. You're like, I just want to. So I'd like to talk, but my mouth is full.
And then like maybe you try and get a little action by seeing if they want to do the Lady and the Tramp thing, and just like you just got to get through the awkwardness of it.
Me a smooch. We'll meet at the middle of this noodle in 5 minutes.
So Helly, I think we just figured out the magic trick. You just got to get really, really, really like two really, really long noodles. Only cook those two noodles and then just ball them up, put them in a bowl. That's spaghetti for one and spaghetti for one. And then you got the perfect amount of spaghetti for the two of you guys. It's really just two really long noodles. But like you can cut that up and make 100 noodles if you want.
But also, pasta's fucking awesome. So just cook the whole pound of pasta And then over the next 2 or 3 days, like, oh, I want a little snack. Let me grab some of this pasta out of the bowl, a little bit, little butter in the bowl with it, nuke it in the microwave, have a little butter pasta as a snack.
Yeah.
That's the good thing. See, that's what's great about pasta. Oh, I made too much pasta. Guess I'm going to have to eat more pasta tomorrow. Pasta's awesome. It's the best. It's carbs and it goes with everything. It's great.
It really is. And it's filling.
I'm not being
it's like
fat.
the best,
I'm
like, it's a
carbo
good drunk
loading.
Food.
I'm carbo loading for my workout tomorrow. That's what I'm doing.
That was a good question.
Yeah, I love that. I wish we could have actually answered it for you, but like
We did.
less than what you
I
think
mean,
it is. That's the answer.
I think that like plays though, like just getting super long spaghetti noodles, having 2 of them, that makes it look like that's enough to feed one person times 2. That's enough to feed each. You're good.
And also, if you make too little pasta, like, okay, fucking heat the water back up and boil some more pasta for 8 more minutes.
Yeah.
A little bit more, just enough to get you to where you are.
Good question, Hallie. Sorry I called you Ange, but not sorry because now I'm gonna call you Ange again for sure. Todd Voss writes in. He's at as_seen_by_TV. Todd Voss says, "Are bats the only animal with a specific word for their poop? Why do only bats make guano?" This is a really good question. I even commented on that today when I was looking through the answers questions. Like, I don't know. I the only thing I can think of is dung. I feel like elephant dung.
Yeah, they have
used,
dung.
But then I also feel like David Attenborough just says dung because he's like British and he's fancy, and that's what like well-spoken people call shit.
I mean, I always call
in school it was scat was like what they would teach you in like science class. Sometimes like this is animal scat, but then dung sounds cooler, and it's like elephant dung. But I've also heard like beetle dung, and I've also heard just basically any like Animal Planet, David Attenborough, and the snake slithered over the dung of the beetle's nest. Like that's just how I
that
picture
works,
the
though.
word dung being said.
Because like you don't say beetle shit, and
Right.
like you will say dog shit. So dogs, no, they can also have dung or whatever, but it is also called shit. So that's not. But what are you saying? Is a specific one for it? I think that works. Elephants, I think you do say dung.
Elephant dung, but I don't think it's specific to elephants. I think other animals.
It doesn't have
you
to be
could say
specific
make
to
dung.
the. I don't think he's saying a word that's specific only to the bat. I think he was just asking, are there other animals that have a specific term?
Oh, okay.
Multiple animals can have the same term.
Right, but bats are the only ones I can think of that just like you don't refer to bat. It's not bat dung. It's guano.
Which, by the way, awesome. I want to watch Ace Ventura 2 very soon.
Why is it called guano?
I know it's valuable, or at least in the movie it was. I'm trying to think of other animals that, like, I think most like sometimes I'll be like, oh, little rabbit pellets or deer pellets.
Pellets, yeah.
But it's not
like
specifically just that, because I'll also say deer shit and rabbit shit.
The Andean indigenous language Quechua refers to any form of dung used as an agricultural fertilizer as guano. So there's some like indigenous language that called bat dung guano, and it just stuck.
I'll tell you this, after we're done here, I'm gonna go make some guano.
Yeah. Don't people like eat guano? Isn't that like a thing?
I don't know.
Nutrients that people said. I'm sure there's probably.
What do they think they're gonna get sonar if they eat bat shit?
Somebody's done it, right?
I know there's that, like, I think it's pronounced Civet. It's spelled S-I-V-E-T.
Suve.
The coffee that's like the pooped out whole.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to be like stronger coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like healthier coffee for you.
Sorry, what's poop coffee?
They like people like pay a lot of money for this coffee that's like shat out, and then it's like the beans are like put through that, and then they make your
put
coffee
through what? A human or
like
an animal?
shit.
Like an animal, like
an animal,
a
right?
cat or something.
So what? Do they give the cat an enema and it shits the coffee out?
I don't know, dude.
I've heard of coffee enemas. I'm not going to drink it. I take a lot of shits that look like coffee.
Right.
It's gross.
They eat the beans and then they put them out whole and then they use that.
Oh, I thought you meant like an enema situation where they're putting the coffee up in an animal.
But like
and it's
whatever the
getting shit out.
enzymes in the animal, the enzymes
So
that go in
then-
the beans are like good for you, apparently, according
They
to
second
whatever
harvest the
has-
beans,
has
is what you're
scammed
saying.
people into buying shit coffee.
They second harvest the beans and then they make coffee with those beans that have been not digested and pooped out. Okay, now I understand. I hope somebody was drinking coffee during this.
I bet there's a good chance somebody was.
I hope somebody like sprayed out their coffee.
Don't spend $200 on poop.
This coffee smells like shit.
I think bats are definitely not the only one to just have their poop given a specific name, but then again, it was just bat dung. Elephant dung is the only thing I can think of if it's not that. Bats are the only ones that have like a specific name to just their shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think we answered that, but I also think we might not have answered it at all. But I think we tried. That's really what matters, guys. Raimundo Benavides at Kmundo B on Twitter. He had a not cool. I did not read it, but it was that it was Michael Scott being like, "Where are the power rankings?" last week. And yeah, I'm sorry. I did not realize that until we were like done with the answer segment. We did not put power rankings in last week. That's on us. We'll do power rankings this week though.
We were having too much fun.
Raimundo gave us some power rankings to do. He said, power rank these insects. And he said, power rank these annoying insects. So I'm assuming we are power ranking them by what is the most annoying. The 5 he gives us, again, if you want to give us, we love power ranking things. We're the best in the world at power ranking stuff. Give us 5 similar things. Tell us to power rank them. You have to include the 5 options we have, and we will power rank them for you. Raimundo says, power rank these annoying insects, and he gives us flies, fire ants, mosquitoes, gnats, and fleas. I will go first. I feel like this is a pretty easy list, honestly. 1 is mosquitoes, just because there's nothing worse. Like, there's nothing more annoying than mosquitoes. I fucking hate mosquitoes. 2 is fleas. My old dog had fleas one time. We had a flea issue in our house. That was hell. That was hell. You probably don't have to deal with that as much, but when your dog gets fleas, just like it's just not a fun process. Really annoying. 3 is fire ants. You got fire ants. That sucks. That fucking sucks. 4 is flies. You can swat them. They are annoying, but like you can kind of get rid of flies if you gotta get rid of flies, right? And like it feels cool to swat at flies. And then 5 is gnats. They're so small and I don't really have to deal with them very much. So I go mosquitoes 1, fleas 2, fire ants 3, flies 4, gnats 5. Who wants to go next?
I will. Mine's gonna be a little different. Of course, mosquitoes 1. I don't think that's any question. 2, I'm actually gonna go gnats. When they are present, it's horrible. Like our old restaurant that we were in, the building that we were in before we moved to our current one, it was so old, it was falling apart. It sucked when it rained.
Fruit flies? Are they gnats?
Well, we at different points we had
They're
both.
flies to me.
Because it was the roof would leak, it would get in through the roof, and then we would get like puddles up in our ceiling, and gnats would breed there. So then, like every once in a while during the summer, if it got bad enough, there would sometimes be gnats like in this one back corner of the restaurant. And when you're full and people like, it's so embarrassing and it sucks, but there was literally nothing we could do about it. So gnats, they annoyed. Just this is me personally. Put them to 3. I'm putting flies because it's one of the worst things when you're just sitting there. It's maybe you're outside with your buddies and there's just one fly that's just buzzing around your eyes. Like keeps landing on your eyebrows and it's just you can't catch it. I fucking hate that fly. 4, I'm going fire ants. Super annoying, but it's more so that if you're encountering fire ants, it's more infuriating and painful than it is annoying. Like maybe it's annoying to like try and get them out of your yard, but they suck. And then I'm going fleas 5. I've just never had to deal with fleas. Never had a dog get fleas. I've never gotten them. So I don't know how bad they suck because I've never had to deal with it.
Fleas are your gnats.
Yeah.
Robert, I'm excited for this one.
You know what?
Your gnats 1.
Actually, no. I'm gonna go exactly the same as Pat.
Okay.
Exactly the same as Pat.
Where's my camera?
Same reasoning and everything?
Yeah. The mosquitoes obviously number 1. Gnats, we had gnats like a few months ago, and that was really annoying to deal with.
Dude, people never have to deal with them, but when you do, they suck.
Mm-hmm.
Does it give any points to gnats that like it's so cool to spell the word gnat? Because like GNAT is like that's a fucking badass spelling
great
for
word.
a really annoying little thing, right?
Great word.
Like gnat, like fucking. How did you come up with a G? Who's like? They were like, well, we gotta name some things with G's. What we're gonna call that? We're gonna call it a gnat. Well, fuck. That had to start with a G. Like, what if we just put GNAT? Like, let's do it. Let's go. Mail that in.
And it's such a tiny little bug. NAT would work so well for it.
Right. Like it has too many letters for such a small thing.
There's no need for that G there. But the G in Nat might be the most unnecessary letter since P in pterodactyl.
Ooh, great observation. Is the G in Nat the most useless letter in any word ever?
What about Q? All the rest of the letters are useless besides the first one.
Oh, absolutely. I don't understand that at all. Like,
Yeah.
fucking stupid. Like, I don't need the UE, dude. We got it. Q.
That's it.
Fucking, this is some real shit we're getting into today, guys.
Yeah.
Getting some real shit. Yeah, so that was a good power ranking, Mundo. Mundo always knows how to bring the heat. Knows how to bring the heat. All right. This is from Mallory Atkins. She emailed in, so we do read the emails sometimes. This one stuck out to me so much I felt like we had to use it this week. She just says, "Why are dogs not involved more in politics?" I think like it makes sense. Like every time you hear about this city has a dog as the mayor, you're like, that city sounds like a fucking kick-ass city. Like, I think one, because animals are too pure and like politics is just dirty. Me being a guy that's getting into politics, I'm having to sling a little mud here and there. Fuck you, She-Jack. Coming at you. Fucking coming at you, She-Jack. And everybody else running for mayor, you're going down. This is Houston's my city. It's Alex's mayor's city. But yeah, I think that dogs are too pure. But really, like, I don't know why dogs are not more used. I feel like politicians should use their dogs more if you wanted to become more likable. I'm glad that people haven't got to that, but you know it's coming, right?
I'm going to take this question as a why don't dogs hold more offices? Because I think it's politicians are keeping dogs out of it. Because if we just jokingly elected a dog mayor of Houston, I think people would realize, oh, the mayor doesn't actually fucking do anything and it's ceremonial and they suck. And a dog does just as good a job. And we love dogs. So politicians won't let dogs hold office.
And like, is it also like, because dogs would do so little that like, because politicians are always like, how do I grease my pockets? I'll help you, but you got to help me. They're always trying to do favors and get favors at the same time. And dogs are just like, yo, will you throw this ball? Like, that's what did the mayor do today? We just played fetch with him for like 2 hours. And then he took a nap, went outside, took a shit, played ball again, ate, took another nap. Now he's just chilling. Like, dogs don't give a shit about getting anything done. And like, wouldn't be trying to push any bullshit bills or anything. Like, you know what? Toss me the ball while you run through this bill proposal. I'm going to take a nap on it. We'll think about it. And then a lot of times they wake up like, you know what? Bad idea. We're not running that bill. Not doing that bill. Where nowadays, like people will just rush shit in politics. They just try and be the guy that did this thing or did this other bill that really undid this shit. Like, dogs are just too simple, They're too simple. They don't want to get into the nitty gritty of politics. They're like, this is just dirty. This is a dirty kind of thing. The only thing I'm into that's dirty is the actual dirt itself when I'm digging holes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just dogs are too good. Dogs are too good for politics. It's a fucking crappy, muddy system, and dogs are just like, we're staying out of it. We're too good for this.
We want to play in the real mud, not the political mud. Great question.
Yeah.
Great question, Mallory. All right, last question of the week from Brandon Whitehead, new father, Brandon Whitehead, I believe. Congratulations.
Oh, congrats, Brandon.
Brando Whitehead, at Brando Whitehead on Twitter. But Brandon says, if Cinderella's slipper was a perfect fit, how did it fall off when she ran from the ball? Seems like she wanted the extra attention.
Nah.
That's a good point. The only thing I could think of is like, what's it called when somebody would step on the back of your shoe in school? Remember that?
Yeah.
Flat tire. Is that what it was?
Was there a name for it?
Yeah, I think it was called.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, never heard of that.
Stomp on that, and then your foot comes out, like your heel comes out of the shoe. You're like, God damn it! Like maybe somebody at the ball did that, and that's how the slipper came. I mean, like I can see that. Like if you're going down the stairs and somebody catches your heel or your shoe, like that shoe's gonna go flying down those stairs. There's no chance
Let me explain this to you. What kind of shoe was it that she was wearing?
A slipper?
A slipper. Have you ever tried to run in a slipper?
Not easy.
Dude, no, it'll fly right off your foot because there's no support on the back of the heel. So you might have a little bit, but it's very low. A slipper, it slips right in. So if you start running, especially down steps, because she was booking it, she had to get out of there. Her shit was about to turn back into a pumpkin. She was racing down those stairs. Completely understandable that a slipper would fall off.
I just
completely understandable.
Flat tiring a shoe, the result of stepping on the back of another's individual shoe, an accidental act or deliberately to bully, causing the back of the shoe to collapse into the heel. Nailed it. That's called a flat tire. Shout out to me for going to high school. Best 13 years of my life. Yeah, no, I think that I don't know. I mean, like Cinderella obviously was trying to get a little extra attention. Like she's fucking showing up in a fucking pumpkin, doing all this extra shit, but like she's trying to get her prince, you know? So I feel like, yeah, like it was a perfect fit, but sometimes you get flat tired. And I think that's really what happened. That's how she lost the shoe.
I mean, I don't think she was doing it for attention. She
all
already
friends,
showed
like,
up
mouses,
and showed out.
Weren't they? Like that fat little mouse
Yeah,
probably stepped on the back of the shoe at one point and like, whoop, shoe's gone.
It's not a shoe. It's a slipper. There is no
Slipper
back.
Slipper shoe, same thing. Yeah.
I mean, there was a slight back on it, but it's really just enough to like kind of touch the back of the heel a little bit. Your foot can fly right out of a slipper. That's all.
Right.
But it definitely wasn't on purpose. She wasn't trying to get more attention. She already showed up and showed out. She was trying to book it out of there quickly. She wasn't trying to show off on her way out of town.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Right.
Honest mistake.
Great question. Honest mistake. She's just an innocent gal trying to find her prince, you know? If you guys got questions for the answer segment, hashtag PTG Answers. Use that. Send it to us at PassAwayPod on Twitter. I am at Alex J. Middleton on Twitter and Instagram. Pat is at Not Pat Dion on Twitter and Instagram. Robert is at Robert Barbosa03 on Twitter and Instagram. Robert and his wonderful girlfriend Sam do a podcast called A Recent Study Suggests. They have new episodes every Monday. Go check that out wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you're listening to this. Go check out A Recent Study Suggests. I do a New York Giants podcast called the New York Giants Rush podcast. You can go check that out on YouTube. You can listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts, but you can also go to the New York Giants Rush podcast. They just interviewed Micah McFadden, linebacker on the Giants, and we talked to Ryan Dunleavy from the New York Post about Saquon Barkley not reaching a new deal. So if you want to listen to a little football talk in the offseason, go check that out. Please share us with a friend. If you haven't given us a 5-star review on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, go please do that. I love the ja comments. Please comment ja on all of our funny, silly jokes. It's funny that there's now people that don't understand why people are ja-ing. And so they're commenting on the ja-jas. But shout out to Sebastian. You started a movement. You started a revolution. And Mikey and Josh and everybody else that's doing that. We appreciate the fuck out of you guys. Please share all of the stuff that we post. Share us with a friend. The YouTube channel, go subscribe to it, youtube.com/@PassAwayPodcast. And please, yeah, that's the best way to help us out. Just share us with a friend. Be like, yeah, you should check out this dope podcast. It's pretty cool. We'd really appreciate you guys. That would mean the world to us. Really, yeah. If you're watching us, go click the listen button for just a second. If you're listening, go click the view button on YouTube. Help us get those clicks on both areas. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the movies. If you're going to see Barbie or Oppenheimer, and yeah, that's all we got. Anybody else got anything else? Go Women's World Cup. Let's go U.S. women, huh? Let's bring
and wear
it home,
sunscreen
girls.
If you're outside, guys.
Wear sunscreen if you're outside. Have a great rest of your week. And until we talk to you motherfuckers next time, pass the gravy, you bitches.
Gravy, gang, gang, gang. Baby, pop the top and let it spread. As we're listening to Pass the Gravy. We're going fishing for your bitch today. We're drunk in Houston, Houston, baby. Now we go ahead and lick and we'll get rich today. Rich, bitch. Houston, Texas, hometown.